they'll say that they can earn their way into glorification with God or becoming holy by what they did. They went to church on last Sunday. They sat in the third, second, first front row, and they said, "Rah, rah, rah! We're here, and we're putting $100 in the basket. We've done our duty." Everybody respected us. And then, by the way, and then after that, the next day we went to our job, and all the team members looked up to us, and I did my job, and I came across with roaring achievements. I did masterful things during the day. I told with total flawlessness. I communicated with all my employees, and I just delivered the best team meetings. And then after that, then I went to the Bible study that night, and I was a glorious person. The preacher was impressed with me. I knew my scriptures left and right. And that wasn't all of it. By the way, I didn't tell a lie the whole week. I didn't have a bad thought. I didn't even look at a woman. I was perfect. Okay, so this is works and merit-based. And here's the other side. Okay. I screwed up here left and right. Oh my gosh, I smoked about 20 cigarettes today. I almost stole that thing in that store, but then I just about didn't. I caught myself before I did. And I had just every single woman I looked at, I had a bad thought about. And I must be bad, so I'm unworthy, and I'm just, But in all of that, okay, now if you get to the place, then you say, okay, this is what I did, but now God made me imperfect. He didn't make me to be perfect. So, but God wants us to come to Him with an open heart instead of a haughty or a proud mind, saying that I did anything and everything kind of person, and look at me, aren't I great? God doesn't call the qualified, the people with the most, got the most A's, the people that went to the best school, the people that went to the best Sundays, people that went to synagogue perfectly on time every Saturday, people that were the best boat makers, people that were the best football players in high school, were people that were the best preachers, or the people that had the best went to the best seminary in the whole USA. But that's what most people think. They think they have to do all that stuff to win favor with God. And they're just going to sail right on in on the red carpet and everything's going to be cool. Well, so there you have. So you have works based on merit and what we think we can earn. And then you have an open heart, which is humble, which may be the homeless person that says, I'm down and out. Help me, God. Take me to the guy that was on the right side of the cross and said, Lord, I know that I've been bad, but please take me into your kingdom today. And then Jesus said, today you will be present with me in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So, but most people are living this life and out of stubborn arrogance and stubborn pride and total resistance. I can do it myself. I'll use God for a little bit of this, and I'll use God for a little bit of that when I need Him. But most of the other stuff I can do myself because I'm capable, I'm moral, I'm upright, I'm tall, I'm living in my own self-righteousness. Everything that I do is right. You're the bad person, I'm not. It was your mistake, not mine. No matter what I did, I'm always right. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm right. You ever talk to people like that? No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what you did, you always come out like they turn it around on you. They victimize you. You're the bad guy. You're the villain. They're the squeaky clean, nice. Oh, I don't smoke. I don't do this. I don't drink alcohol. That's a bad thing. I've never had a bad thought. I even never looked at a woman the wrong way. I'm good. So these are the two avenues. God wants you to come. So after I did all that, so God, and you don't have to believe this, by the way. And some people, everybody has their right to believe what they want to believe, and but this is, I'm coming from a biblical standpoint, from like. What the Bible talks about in many places, what Jesus taught. And it's why Jesus hung out with the. Why did he not hang out with all the rich people, the most educated, the most religious people, the smartest people? They always questioned that, and they condemned him for that. By the way, they said, "Why are you hanging out with prostitutes for? Why are you hanging out with sinners? Why are you hanging out with tax collectors, Jesus? What are you doing? You think you're God?" But God can't use a proud mind. He can't cut through all that noise and all those distractions, because that person is always going to be right. And even in 1,000 years, they could never do what God told them, because they're always right in their own steps. So God can use the person that, geez, I don't know, Lord. I'm not really capable. I don't think I can answer the call to do what you want. You know what? Maybe you should use somebody else. I'm not sure, but I'll try. Because I know you want me to, and I have the faith. And by the way, there's the faith word. I have the faith because you said so, that I can do it. No matter how weak I am, you're going to be there to carry me. So this is what God can use. God uses the person that is the most incapable, the least. He calls the unqualified. He doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the unqualified or the incapable. He doesn't call the people that they're already think they're the most qualified and the most capable and the best. Yeah, they may get to high places, but God may not be using them. They may be preaching the wrong message. They may be preaching some good things. But when God moves, he uses the weak. His strength emanates through weakness, not people's arrogance and pride. So this is the thing that he hates the most. No matter how bad of a sinner a person is, no matter how bad, if they have an open heart and they're willing, God will use them and God will work through them. But God will not work through the high and mighty person who thinks they're the rulers of the world and everybody's underneath them. There's no way that God can begin. And this is what God says. This is, and so you can either believe that or you don't. Everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe. But again, so I'm going to close out tonight, and so I'm going to talk much more about this in the future.